Okay, so parallel line, perpendicular lines, we're going to look at it, identifying the pair of lines and angles. So the skew lines they do not intersect, and also they are not coplanar. What does that mean is they are not on the same plane. Those are called the skew lines. Okay. So in this one, you can see line M and R are the parallel. So you can write a M parallel to N. Those two lines going straight up line like this is called the parallel symbol. Okay. So this is the parallel line symbol. The two lines go up and down. And then line M and K, they are skew lines. Okay. And then T and U, you can see this T and U, they are parallel planes because they are parallel and they're planes. And then you can say line K, and the N are intersecting lines. They're crossing at some point, so they're called intersecting lines. Okay. All right. So again, the geometry is very important to learn about the theorems and postulates because everything depends on them. So, for example, parallel postulate. If there is a line and a point not on this line, then there is exactly one line through the point that's parallel to the given line. So basically, if it's a parallel line, one line is there, and then there is a given another point, you can draw only one line that is parallel to the given line. And same thing with the perpendicular lines. Say with a given point to the line, you can draw only one perpendicular line. So that's called perpendicular postulate, and then this is the parallel postulate. So when the two lines, but these are not parallel lines, but two lines are crossed by a line that's called the transversal, and these two are called corresponding. 2 and 6 are corresponding. 4 and 5 are interior alternate or alternate interior, and then 1 and 8 are alternate exterior. 3, 5 are the consecutive same interior angles. They're next to each other, but it's interior angles. Okay, so those are the important vocabulary that you need to know. It's corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, alternate exterior, consecutive interior angles. Identify all the corresponding angles, alternate interior, alternate exterior, and the consecutive interior. So now what we're going to use the parallel lines and the transversals. Before we already identified what are the alternate interior, exterior, consecutive, corresponding angles. Now we're going to use the algebra to solve some missing angles on this one. The next one, the theorems are, in geometry, you guys know what theorems are so important. So alternate interior angles theorem, that's one of the theorems. All of the theorems, we use them without knowing it, but behind this is all the theorems are there. Alternate interior angles theorem. If you have any alternate interior angles, but these two PQ are parallel lines, then angle 4 and 5 are equal. Okay? And then alternate exterior angles, if the two lines are cut by a transversal, the alternate exteriors are equal to, like 1 and 8 are equal. And then consecutive interior angles, let's say if I have two parallel lines and cut by a transversal, and then their consecutive interior angles, they are supplementary. So what is the meaning of supplementary is when you add them, you get 180 degrees. Okay? So, and when you add angle 3 plus angle 5, you're going to get 180 degrees. So that's called supplementary angles. So these three theorems are also, we use them in the math to answer some of the questions. Okay? Let's look at this example of algebra question. You have, this is 115 is given to you, and this is given x plus 5. So we need to find out the x value. All right, next question is. So this is also an example of the algebra to be applied. So how to identify parallel lines, you see this little red arrows. Whatever the lines, they have the arrows on them, that means they are parallel lines. Instead of saying parallel lines, they can use the symbols out there too. Okay. Let's go find out the x and y values. That's how you have to use it for that. Now let's switch to questions. Arjun, you do the 30, and then Amar will do the 31.
Okay.
So since these are parallel lines, the 60 and 3x are equal. So you're going to set up 3x equals 60 degrees. From that, you're going to get the x value. And also, since these four lines are equal, and these are supplementary, so that means 5y minus 5 plus 135 equal 180 degrees. And then you can solve for the x and y.